everyone, and welcome back to Cask 529. I'm Brian.
And I'm Shona.
Tonight, Shona has got me completely blind. Not only do I not know what's on the table or what's in the glasses, I have no clue whatsoever.
He doesn't. This is one that, these are bourbons we've wanted to taste and know what they tasted like. I thought of these today at work, and so I'm like, you know what, when I get off, I'm going to stop and pick these up. He was out blowing leaves when I got home, so I hurried up and got these all poured, numbered, covered, and the bourbons put away, so he has no clue what they are. And now it's time to see if, I'm really excited. These are all neck pours, so they're all the same, you know, they all have the same advantage or disadvantage, I guess.
Right.
And they're all ones that neither of us have ever tasted. Now, I know all 4 bottles that I purchased today. He has no clue. Now, like I said, I poured these when I first got home. It's probably been a couple hours, so do I remember that? I probably could sit there and remember. Doesn't matter. I've not had any of these, so I'm excited to taste them.
I'm always excited until sometimes maybe it's bad.
Maybe. I'm excited until maybe we're not.
But I'm excited right now. Anytime we get new bourbon, I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, you might not be too excited over these, but...
Well...
And neither of us might be.
I mean, we must think they're good or you wouldn't have bought them.
Who knows?
Okay.
We're going to find out.
Okay. I'm ready to go.
All right. Let's go with number 1. Sweetness on the nose. Pick up the normal caramel, vanilla. Not a lot of heat.
No, I don't get any heat. Not a lot.
A little. It's good. It's a little. It's not proofy at all. It's a little diluted.
Not. It's got a real mild heat value, I'll say, a little burn.
Yeah. Sweetness.
When it first hit my palate, there was this burst of sweetness, but it subsided pretty quick. I mean, it didn't stick around. And then that little bit of heat came in behind it.
Definitely a lower proof.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just what's there doesn't last a lot. Doesn't last a long time.
It is not. No, does not. I would drink this if someone poured it for me, most definitely, though. It's decent. It's...
Yeah. We've definitely had a whole lot worse.
No, it's decent. It's good. Like, it's just a little bit watered down, like, you know, lower proof. Doesn't have all the full flavors that, you know, we like.
Yeah.
But if someone poured me that, I would sit there and sip it with no problem. You
got more on the nose than I got on my palate. You had a lot. It seemed like you had a lot going on in the nose. So number 2?
Number 2. This one may have a little bit more heat on the nose. Are you picking that up?
Not very much, if it is more.
Not really picking up a whole lot of flavors on the nose. It's not unpleasant. It's just not.
So this is kind of unique. I'll tell you what I got, and I liked it. I got a sweet tart soaked in cinnamon oil. There was like heat wrapped around that sweet tart.
Yep. I got a little ethanol.
Oh, I didn't get that.
I didn't really get the sweetness, but I'm going to taste it again. It's not horrible. It's not.
No, I really liked it actually. at this stage, I would place that ahead of one. Just initially.
You know what? I am picking, I'm still not getting the sweet tart. Not saying it's not there, I'm
Right.
just not getting it. I am getting that cinnamon now. It's a little proofier, not super proofy, but I think I would enjoy one more than number two though, at this juncture. I mean,
Okay.
the second time around, it might be different, but.
I liked it though. It's good.
Number three, I can tell you, oh my gosh, this one's the best one on the nose so far. It's just full of vanilla.
I was going to say, you're not getting heat on that, are you?
No heat on it.
No.
Just vanilla, just nice.
Like, I don't know if I've ever had one that had that little, there's no heat.
Yeah, smells very good, very good.
Of course, it could surprise me here.
A little bit of heat on the end, sweetness.
Definitely sweet heavier than heat.
Yeah, a little bit of char on this one.
Yeah.
I'm picking up some vanilla. This one's the flavors they're like unveiling themselves to me as
Like step by step.
yeah, step by step. This one might be my favorite so far.
I think I know what line this is going to be when you unveil it, but is it all out of the same line?
It is not.
It's not.
So you're not
Wow.
going to know. Nope.
Do they have a common denominator at all that you can share with me? Other than they come in a glass bottle?
They are all old. How about that?
That's my new number one.
It is good.
Yeah, I really, really like that one. I don't, just the way it, like you said, the way it unveils,
It does. It just unfolds right on your
it's
tongue.
like you're listening to a student give a presentation.
It's
One flavor, then the next flavor, then the next.
yeah. Number three's very very good. This one's not bad on the nose. I'm picking up a little bit of heat.
I look for it to be as pleasant as those were as far as the heat goes, just based on the nose.
Just a small bit of vanilla I'm picking up, and some of the char maybe. It's not as pleasant of a nose as number three was, but it's not bad.
What I got was a whole mouthful of vanilla. And then as that faded, a little touch of heat came in behind it. But not like it was just on simmer.
I'm anxious for this one to taste it in a couple weeks. It's kind of like an oily vanilla.
Yeah, yeah, it
And-
is.
Then a little bit of heat with char.
But it was really prominent, wouldn't you say, on your
Yeah.
palate?
And now the finish on it is super sweet.
And it's actually still not done for me.
No.
The finish is still.
I would say that's definitely the proofiest one out of the batch. This is definitely the weakest one.
And it's funny. I mean, we're going to taste them again, but if I was putting them in order right now, that would be my last. Number one would be my last. And you mentioned that that's the least proofiest, where there was a time when that's the one we both would have gone after,
I mean,
probably.
We're going to, yes, we're going to taste these one more time. We'll try to go through them quickly. But I would say right now, number 3 is my number 1, my first place. And number 1 is my actually second place. So I'm anxious to see if they've...
Yeah, I've got to try them again, but right now one's my last.
I get that. I definitely get that. I'm just going by the first initial taste.
And like so many times, the other 3, it's like a toss-up.
Yep.
Where they're going to fall.
The nose on one is phenomenal, though. I mean, I'm not picking up the ethanol, the burn, like I did. I think it was.
In the first round, you said there was ethanol on that one, I think.
No, I may have, but I'm not picking it up now. I know I picked it up on one, but
Yeah, I know you did too, but there's nothing, I'm not getting any heat at all in this round. There's a little more flavor profile there than some of our other low proof bourbons that we've tried. But I would say that it's definitely...
This one's definitely
very
better
low proof.
than the Four Roses low profile.
Absolutely.
And the
Yeah.
Redemption.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's more profile there, but you can definitely tell it's on the low end of the proof
Yep.
scale. But there's a lot, I don't know what it costs, I don't know what it is.
You don't know any of that.
No, I don't know anything other than that rate's definitely higher than some of the other ones.
You could have just been tasting a $300 bourbon.
I could have. I've tasted scotch that was that, and I was like, eh. But you've always said since we started this journey that I'm pretty cheap.
You are. When it comes to bourbon, he is pretty cheap. Anything else, not so cheap. I, on the other hand, when it comes to alcohol, not so cheap.
Not so cheap.
But pretty cheap on pretty much everything else.
True story.
I like
you-
number 2 more the second time around.
See, I didn't get much flavor that time out of number 2. I got a little pinch of heat, but that was really all I...
You know what I'm liking about all of these? I love the true... Everybody knows I love the cherry note. None of these have a cherry note.
How about
these,
leather? You got leather in there?
No leather, no tobacco. Not in any of them. But this is the, like true bourbon. The caramel, the vanilla, the little bit of char.
And you don't have to look and imagine
No.
them. I mean, they're right there.
The sweetness. All 4 of these have those profiles. Like that.
Yep.
What you normally... they don't... Had a little bit of spice, a little bit of, hints of this, but nothing exceptional, but they're just enjoyable. So far,
Yeah,
they're
they
enjoyable.
They really are. Any of them. Even one I would drink to somebody if he gave me a pour of it. That's my sweet tart wrapped in cinnamon oil again. And it was just like it was the first time.
Yep, and I had to say that cinnamon got my eye that time. When I took a drink, it went whoop. It still is unwrapping in my mouth though, the different flavors. number 3, I have to say, is ultimately
It's really
the winner right now for me.
It's really good. It really is.
If it just had that cherry note, I'd be like, woohoo!
I know. You like that cherry note.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe I could just drop a cherry in there for you.
Hey, make me an old
I'd
fashioned.
be like, there's your note.
Sorry guys, my eye is just watering.
I bring her to tears.
It really is watering. Again, anxious for I think number 4 will be really good. It just needs to open up some.
See,
I know, you're really enjoying it. I'm sorry, gotta get a tissue.
I'm torn whether 3 or 4 is my number 1. Really. I like that sweet tart and cinnamon oil thing I'm getting on 3. It's hard to go past that to put anything ahead of it, but I'm gonna put it first, number 3.
Yep, number 3 is my number 1 as well.
4, then 2, and 1. And it's not that I won't drink one. It's good.
Yeah.
It's just so many times when we do a flight of 4 like this, there always seems to be one that is either head and shoulders above the others, or it's no comparison to the others, like the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, and I would say number 1 is probably least proofiest, and so it doesn't rate as well for you. It actually rates number 2 for me. I really enjoyed it. It's light, it's a good little sipper. Yeah. I like proofier bourbons, but it was enjoyable.
To a degree, we like proofier bourbons.
Yeah.
I guess that's one of the things we've learned is we could drink a 120 that drinks like 100.
Right.
And we could drink a 90 that drinks like a 125. And you can't always go by that number on the bottle, unfortunately. You would like
really
to
can't.
think that's a guide, you know, kind of a starting point for what you like or what you don't like. But for someone just to say, I don't like proofy bourbons or I don't like low proof bourbons, it's really not fair.
It truly isn't.
Because they don't always drink like that number would make you think they do.
Right. So, are you ready to find out?
I am. I'm excited to find
Would
out.
you like to know in the order that you placed them? Or would you like to know?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, well,
It doesn't matter.
number 3 was both our number 1. So
Okay.
I am going to
So
pull
let's
out
go with that one.
number 3. I want to make sure that I pull out the right one. Which is Old Forester 100 proof.
I just had a feeling
That
there was going to be
is
Old Forester in here. And I was actually going to say...
Because we've been wanting to taste them.
I was going to say this is a Old Forester lineup, but
It is not.
It's not.
Nope. This is Old Forester 100 proof. It's $23.99 here in Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
And
Really
that was
good
our
for
number one.
$23.99, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's fabulous for $24.
Okay, so your number 2
I go to 4.
is number 4, which is another one you've been anxious to try. I've not been so anxious, but you've been anxious to try it. Old Granddad.
Old Granddad
114.
And I have been. We've talked about that bottle a lot.
Yes, he has talked about that bottle a lot.
Well, I bounced the idea off of you.
$32.99 here in Ohio.
I'm excited that it did so well for me.
Yep, it came in 4th place for me. I'm anxious, honestly, to see if it opens up some for me. Yes, if you pour me a glass of that, I'm going to drink it. But it's definitely not one of my favorites. I mean, it would never be in my top 10 at this moment.
But you would drink it.
Oh, I would drink it.
Because if you'd pour me a glass of some of your wine, I would drink it.
Oh, stop. Okay, so your third place is number 2, which happens to be Old Granddad.
Oh, Granddad.
Bonded, 100 proof.
Nice.
So that leaves your number 4, which is my number 2, as Old Forester, 86 proof. So like I said, I did an old lineup.
Yep. You did do an old lineup.
And, I'm kind of embarrassed to say, we truly have never had any Old Forester products.
No.
We've never had them.
And we've wanted to.
We
just
have.
haven't done it.
There's the whole other line that I'm anxious to try. I've not purchased them yet. Eventually, we will get there. And this is a good example because the 100 proof came in first place for us. So I'm anxious now to buy the other line.
There's what, 120?
Well, there's the 19.
19.
I don't want to even say because I don't know all the years.
1910 and 1920.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. But there's an 1800 something. Anyways, I'm anxious to try them now. Yes, again, embarrassed to say, never had Old Forester. Sorry that we haven't because this one is truly good. Oh my goodness.
This one's not bad.
No, and I don't know if I said, this one is $21.99.
No, you did not.
And Old Granddad Bonded is $24.99.
Definitely for $21.99, this is not a bad bourbon.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's really good.
It's really not, but it's just not, it just doesn't have, for me, it's just too light.
Yeah, I get that. But excited that, these bourbons just cost just over $100 with tax.
For the whole set.
For the whole set.
Yeah.
And they're all really good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I
Really.
mean, I can drink all of them.
Absolutely, and we will.
I was excited about that. So this is, I honestly went today to get an old lineup, but I wasn't able to find some of the old bourbons that, when I say old, I mean old in the name.
Yeah.
And so
I got that.
I wasn't able to find a couple of the ones that I really wanted. They only had the high rye ones,
Yep.
and I wanted more of the straight bourbons instead of the high rye ones. So I'm like, I'm gonna just do to the Old Granddads because we hadn't talked about this one, but we talked about the 114, and we have talked about the entire Old Forester line.
Yeah.
So I just thought, I'll go with these two, and then maybe eventually we'll get the other ones to try the whole line.
This lineup, I would say, ranks right up there with one of the best lineups we've tasted.
They were all good.
And
They were.
you don't have anything over $25, do you?
Yeah, the Old Granddad 114 is
$32.
$32.99. Everything else is under $25. So great bourbons. Really, I'm blown away.
That's awesome.
So-
This was an exciting lineup. It kind of makes it even more fun that I had absolutely no idea what it was, because I didn't have any opinions.
Nope.
I wasn't thinking, this is going to be. I did at one point. I said that I thought I knew what the lineup was, and I thought it was going to be an all Old Forester lineup. But wow, that stuff, all of them are great. This obviously is my 4. So
But it's my number 2.
That would be
so,
mine.
I mean,
yeah. So that
and
ranks right up
that's
there.
your number 2, and it's my number 4. So I mean, I think that
so
we
this
can.
was your 3?
Yeah, number 2 was my number 3, just
Okay,
like you.
So we just reversed our 2 and 4.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great lineup,
So there you have it.
and I can't wait to have more of it.
Well, you can finish it up as your.
Well, I know, but there'll be more after that.
All right. So again, if you're watching this, stay tuned for Saturday's Veteran Show.
I'm excited for that.
I am super excited for that. Not only to thank my husband for being a Navy veteran, but to also thank a few other veterans for their service. And I'm excited for the lineup. I'm excited for what they'll be tasting. Again, other stuff that we have never had on the show. So I'm excited to see how everybody enjoys those bourbons.
And to be fair, you and I have tasted all 4 bourbons
We did.
that are going to be on the show.
When I first picked them up, it was probably been almost 6 weeks ago now.
Yep. We wanted to get the neck pour out of them.
So they opened up.
Yep. And they were, even being neck pours, they were all pretty good.
They were. So I'm excited for Saturday. It's going to be a fun time.
Yep.
We're going to be having some lunch, and hopefully that doesn't kill their taste buds. And
I didn't think about it. Potentially that could be an issue. Yeah.
but it's going to be a fun time Saturday. So
Yeah.
I'm anxious for Saturday.
We've got some gifts to give away.
We do, yes. And one of the distillers actually sent me some stuff for the gift bags for the veterans. So that's exciting. So
We'll disclose all that
yep, we
information
will.
on Saturday. But yeah, it was awesome. She just reached out and let them know what she was doing. She didn't ask for anything. Actually, you wanted to know where you could buy smaller bottles, right?
Right, because I was hopeful to, none of these distilleries I could find. I was hoping to find like little 50 ml or even
350s.
smaller bottles
Yeah.
so that I could put them in the gift bag. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any of those, so we just went with some other stuff to go in a gift bag just to thank the veterans because obviously that's very important to us.
And some Cask 529 merch in there.
You better believe it. Also on Saturday, after the show, if you'll stay tuned, we are going to provide an update to the bar in the basement.
That's exciting.
Bryan will walk you through what's been done down there so far. So stay tuned.
It's been a busy week down there.
And so Bryan normally says this, but I'm going to try to say it. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe, ring that bell.
Thanks, everybody, and have a great night.
Thank you.